that he is going to face it legally. He has added that he stuck to his stance on Sanatana Dharma. Earlier, he had called it a menace, compared it to diseases and said we need to work towards eradication of Sanatana Dharma. There was a lot of controversy. There were petitions that were lined up at the High Court. This is something that the political opponents had taken up very strongly. And the fact that he's saying that, he's ready to face the rule of law and the due process of law. There were certain observations that had come in from the Madras High Court on this entire matter. We'll try and connect with Purnima and get more perspective on this entire story. But just to remind our viewers about what had happened earlier, and one of the key things is that when Udhayanidhi Stalin made a statement and said we need to work towards the eradication of Sanatana Dharma, he compared it to dengue, malaria, and said that this is one of the evils that need to be done away with. There was, on the expected lines, there was a very sharp retort that came from the BJP and many people from the majoritarian faith who said that this is something which is not acceptable at all. Let me also get you some more information about this entire story. The High Court had pulled up, Tamil Nadu cops, and the High Court had questioned the inaction of the Tamil Nadu cops after this remark of Junior Stalin. Let's get you some more information. The High Court had questioned the inaction on Junior Stalin's remark. There were certain complaints that were filed with the police authorities, and it was put to question as to why the police has not taken action. High Court had said that it's clear case of dereliction of duty. This is something that was said. Also, there were oral observations saying that, there was no permission that was given to DMK to carry out the conclaves that they wanted to. This was something that was fought at the High Court, and those were the observations that had come in. A political hot potato for sure, keeping in mind the kind of issues it created even within the alliance. The Congress party, a very close confidant and partner of the DMK in Tamil Nadu, did not have the same views when it comes to the pan-India level. The fact that we are very close to 2024 and the fact that any kind of statement made on the majority faith is likely to be picked up by the BJP, that has been the brand of their politics in this country ever since their inception. The fact that this particular statement was made by DMK leader Junior Stalin is something that did not go down well with many people. Some reactions and voices on the story. All right, we have Mugilan, my colleague, joining us on the broadcast and getting us more details on the story. Mugilan, Stalin saying that he is going to face whatever action comes legally. Give us a broad overview of the Madras High Court observations.
Definitely, yes. We are seeing Madras High Court pulling up the Tamil Nadu State Government, Tamil Nadu State Police for not acting on the complaint against Udhayanidhi, Minister Udhayanidhi and Shekhar Babu for their remarks on Sanatana Dharma. And when reporters asked Udhayanidhi about the court's observation, Udhayanidhi Stalin, Minister Udhayanidhi Stalin has said that he will face the case legally. And moreover, he has also stated that he didn't speak anything more than what Ambedkar spoke. And he has also said that Minister post is not important. It is important to remain human without any caste bias. So now we are saying Udhayanidhi again reiterating his stand. He stands by whatever he says, and he says that he during the court hearing we saw Udhayanidhi taking a stand stating that he spoke this as an individual and not a minister. So now Udhayanidhi has reiterated his stance once again, stating that he will face legally. But very interestingly, now we are seeing the Madras High Court pulling up the Tamil Nadu police for not taking action against both the ministers, and even they have said that it is equal to delegation of their duty.
Absolutely. It's worth talking about the kind of politics that we have seen on this entire story. Purnima with us on the broadcast. Purnima, the politics and the way it's panning out on this entire story. Am I audible to you, Purnima? Can you hear me? All right, we'll try and connect with Purnima and get more details on this entire story. Let me once again cut across to my colleague Mugilan. Purnima, both continue to be with us on the show. Purnima, I hope you can hear me this time, the kind of politics that we have seen on this entire matter. Let me cut across to Mugilan, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. He has been tracking all the voices and the developments coming in. But that's the story that we are getting you at this point in time. The Madras High Court had pulled up the cops and said that why there was no proper action that was taken despite many complaints that were made. Dereliction of duty is something that the High Court had pointed out. The fact that these were oral observations that were made by the court is something that there is no adverse order to that effect against Junior Stalin. But clearly, politically, this entire matter has escalated. Purnima, I hope you're able to hear me. The politics on this issue.
Well, I can hear you. A short while ago, Udhayanidhi Stalin had in fact addressed the press conference, and in that the question on Madras High Court observation that the Tamil Nadu police failed to act upon ministers, especially Udhayanidhi Stalin, the sports minister, as well as Shekhar Babu, the Hindu charitable endowment minister, participating in a conference titled Abolishing Sanatana Dharma. In fact, that hasn't gone down well with the DMK. The DMK, however, says that they will face it legally. But, however, Udhayanidhi Stalin said that what he said on Sanatana Dharma is not his own statement. This is what the party believes in. This is what the Dravidian movement stood for, and therefore he says that he will continue to say that he will stand against the principles of Sanatana Dharma, and says that the court case will be faced legally. However, his personal opinion is that whatever he said, he sticks by it. He will not get cowed down because of the political pressure that he's facing, and says that the judge said that yes, ministers should not have participated, but he says that he's a human being, and that is how he made this statement against the principles of Sanatana Dharma, clearly sticking to his stance. While the Madras High Court had made that observation, when they heard a petition, the petitioner in his petition said that he should be given permission to conduct a conference titled Eradicating Dravidian Ideologies, opposing the conference against Sanatana Dharma that was held on the 2nd of September. Therefore, the judge, in fact, while dismissing the petition, observed that because the Tamil Nadu police failed to act upon these ministers who participated in the September 2nd conference against Sanatana Dharma, such petitions are being submitted before the High Court, and that the police should have taken action. That's the observation that the court made. But DMK is sticking to its stance, saying that this is what DMK stands for, this is what Dravidian ideology stands for.
What exactly is the dereliction of duty that the High Court is talking about, Purnima? And when the High Court says that police should have, taken some action, or they have been blamed, quote unquote, for some kind of inaction, what exactly was the High Court referring to?
Well, in fact, the Madras High Court was referring to how ministers were given permission to participate in a conference, how the Tamil Nadu police failed to stop such a conference from taking place, because a conference trying to promote inflammatory speeches will only create hatred among communities, and this could have been avoided. Why was permission given for such a conference in the first place was the observation that the Madras High Court made, saying that why is there a conference held to make such inflammatory speeches against a particular ideology? If the police had acted upon preventing such a conference from taking place, there won't be petitioners who are now submitting petitions before the court seeking permission against another particular ideology. This is only creating hatred among communities, is what the Madras High Court had observed, and that's why the police inaction was in fact mentioned by the judge while dismissing the petition, saying that the police could have stopped such a conference from taking place, because hatred against an ideology will only create such more hatred speeches and conferences, and that could have been avoided, is what the Madras High Court had observed.
Purnima, thank you so much for putting all of that